Welcome to this edition of the Rhody Reporter. I'll be your host for the segment, Mark Zaccaria. Rhode Islanders have long understood that they live in a know-a-guy environment. Insiders deal only with other insiders, so deals can be done quickly and with minimum chance for any outsiders to spoil things. Hey, they might offer lower cost or higher quality or less opportunity for the ruling class to get theirs. So, come on. Ocean State voters are aware that this tradition costs them quite a lot of money. We do fund the game, after all. You'd have thought by now the 24-hour news cycle, the ubiquitous cell phone camera, and the gamer's aversion to sunshine would have cut way back on political behaviors that hurt constituents this way. On second thought, you wouldn't have thought that if you were actually from here. So, the game continues. Some say it's actually getting more and more flagrant. For out-of-state viewers, here are just a few examples of Rhody polls in their natural element right here, right now. Exhibit 1. Senate President Dominic Ruggiero. His office will control much of the approval process needed before the Senate consents to the upcoming gubernatorial appointment to a seat on the Rhode Island Supreme Court. That would be the first such appointment in more than 10 vacancy-free years. In June, the Senate President was asked about his potential to urge the nomination of a person of color. In response, Senator Ruggiero asserted that, and I quote, "The Senate has no role in the selection process, nor should we," unquote. And if you believe that, I've got a great swamp down in South County that I could sell you for a good price. No bidders on my swampland, but the press did refer back to an April 28, 2020 press release wherein the senator strongly recommended his colleague, Senator Aaron Lynch Prata. Mr. Ruggiero stood by that earlier release. Do you see a pattern here? Common Cause did. NAACP did. After all, in its 350-year existence, there has never been a state Supreme Court justice from any minority demographic. Bear in mind that the recently enacted revolving door statute would also have to be amended to permit Senator Lynch Prata to even be considered qualified for the post. So, what do you think's going to happen? Exhibit 2. The General Assembly as a bicameral body. What have they done to help regular Rhode Islanders this session? Well, nothing, since they did not meet at all once the COVID-19 lockdown started. Budget? Budget? We don't need no stinking budget. Okay, Exhibit 3. Moving down to Washington, D.C., let's consider the recent behavior of U.S. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. Ordinarily, the suggestion that a series of donations to the senator's campaign fund, coming after he had invited the CEO of a Rhode Island green energy concern to be his guest at the 2014 State of the Union address, would be dismissed by anyone from these parts. No matter the fact that those contributions all came from officers of that company, or that White House's staff issued a press release lauding the firm as an example of what energy efficiency in practice should be. And no matter that all this happened on the eve of the federal government's release of an initiative to aggressively fund clean energy research as a means of cleaning up the global environment. Turns out, the Wall Street Journal is not from these parts. It ran an expose on the sequence of events which began with the statement, quote, "Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse makes a habit of accusing his opponents of corruption." So let's take a look at an example of the senator's political mediation that Mr. Whitehouse would surely denounce if facts involved someone he disliked, unquote. What a rag. Okay, to the surprise of no one here in the Ocean State, it seems like business as usual in Little Rhody. When will things ever get better? Not a moment before you and I, and everyone each of us knows, get sick and tired of paying the vigorish on this kind of behavior. We have to do more, though. We have to back up that disgust at the ballot box.